Where's the most crowded place in the world? Bangladesh is one of the most crowded places with more than 2,500 people per square mile. Where were the first cities built? All right. Can you catch a train into the sky? In Salta, Argentina, you can catch the train to the clouds. No one cares. No one. Oh, were banknotes invented? Paper money was first used in China 1,000 years ago. No, look up a place called Sumeria. Oh, you don't want to bring up Babylon? Really? 1,000 years ago? So more than 1,000 years ago, there weren't such a thing as Jews? No, little buddy, the Jews go back thousands of years. Somehow the people that are the biggest victims in the world seem to survive everybody. And they're the richest too. What's the world's main religion? This is when things get spicy. The world's main religions include Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Judaism. Period. The religion with the most believers, however, a third of the world's population, is Christianity. All faiths have their own beliefs about the nature of the world and special ways of praying and worshiping. Hang on, someone said, wow, really, Owen? Oh, well, now you're banned. You're just taking advantage of me because I'm focused on something. Really, Owen? Yeah, this is, what I'm doing right now, by the way, is very educational and very profound. Open up your fucking ears and learn something. Let's continue. What is, oh, by the way, this is the list of religious things. And at the very end is the one that the person reading it probably is, and the biggest one in the world. That's called wizardry and propaganda. What is the Tao? What is Shinto? What is Diwali? What is Hanukkah? What is Ramadan? What is Lent? What is Christmas? What are the 5 Ks? Sikh men honor 5 religious traditions. Kesh is uncut hair worn in a turban, making you look like a terrorist. They carry a kenga or comb, a kara or what are Parsis? The Parsis belong to a sect of the Zoroastrian religion, which began a long time ago in ancient Persia, now Iran. Today, Parsis live in India and Pakistan. How come you don't tell me more about the religion that I am? Because we're trying to get rid of that one, little buddy, because it empowers the individual and focuses on truth over power. What's a powwow? It means a get-together. The Native American people of the United States and the First Nations of Canada meet up at powwows each year to celebrate their traditions with dance and music. So like the American Indians down the street, when they're cooking meth, is that called a powwow? What is carnival? What is batik? What is a kilt? What is Morris dancing? What is kabuki? Kabuki is a type of drama that became popular in Japan in the 1600s and can still be seen today on CNN. The actors, who were always male, wear splendid makeup and costumes, and now they're trans. What book is this? This is a book that I was reading my son tonight because I was excited to do 1,000 questions and answers because I'm getting him excited about things. And it's the biggest fucking pile of bullshit I've ever seen. Why do some people live in caravans? Well, little buddy, some people live in caravans because they're disgusting illegals trying to come here and take all your shit. Why do people live in tents? Many people do not live in the same place all year round, instead following their sheep and goats, fucking their sheeps and goats. From one pasture to another, these people are called nomads. The Bedouin are nomads who live in North Africa. And traditionally, they commit a lot of rape. Why do people live underground? To stay cool. At Cooper Pet, dude, this is just insane. Why are houses built on stilts? Why build reed houses? Because you're starving, because your government has taken all your money. Where do young boys become monks? Most mansions in Hollywood. Where do pilgrims go? Pilgrims are religious people who travel to holy places around the world. Muslims Let's forget about the pilgrims who settled our nation. Muslims try to travel to the sacred city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia, the home of most of the hijackers who took out those towers that some of Daddy's friends' parents worked in. Hindus may travel to the city of Varanasi in India to wash in the holy waters of the Ganges River, which is the quickest way to get hepatitis. Some Christians travel to Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus Christ. That's the last one. It's the last one. Which city is holy to three faiths? Jerusalem is a holy... All right, no one cares. By the way, this is my property. If I was the government book burning books, that's a different story. When are Muslims allowed sweets after they kill a Christian? Which country has the most Muslims? Indonesia is the largest Islamic country in the world, although some parts of it, such as the island of Bali, are mostly Hindu. One of Mommy and Daddy's gay friends was actually from that island, and he had to leave because the Muslims were trying to cut off his head. All right, you guys get it. Oh, let's get to Egypt. Ancient Egypt. So great. How old are the pyramids? The first pyramid was built between 2630 and 2611 BC. I thought it was at least 12,000 years old. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the truth. But it had stepped sides and was built for King Djoser. Before then, pharaohs were buried in flat-topped mounds called mastabas. The last pyramid in Egypt itself was built around 1530 BC. So if it was built as tombs for the pharaohs, how come there was never any pharaohs found in any of the pyramids? How come they had a place called the Valley of the Kings where actually all the kings were put in tombs? How come none of the Egyptian hieroglyphics show anything about the pyramids at all? And none of their craftsmanship was even close to what the pyramids were. Why does the Sphinx have water damage that dates back at least 20,000 years? Stop asking questions. Don't you see? You're learning lies. Why were the pyramids built? The pyramids are huge tombs for pharaohs. Lie. That's absolutely not true. And wealthy people. Just rich people. Just rich people. The Egyptians believed that dead people's spirits could live on after death if their bodies were carefully preserved. It was especially important to preserve the bodies of dead pharaohs because their spirits would help the kingdom of Egypt to survive. So they made dead bodies into mummies and buried them in these splendid tombs along with clothes and jewels. So did you find any mummies in the pyramids? No, buddy. No, because that's a lie. Why was the Nile River so important? Because denial is what you'll live with the rest of your life if you believe anything in this book. What do we learn about ancient Greece? What are the Greek temples? Who cares? Did the Romans have central heating? No one cares. Just random shit to keep you confused. No one cares. Who are the Vikings? Okay, here we go. This is great. Who built pyramids to study the stars? Priests of the Maya civilization, which was powerful in Central America between AD 200 and 900. They built huge step pyramids with temples and observatories at the top to study astronomy. Don't they think there was an easier way to look at the stars than to build giant pyramids? Here we go. What is Islam? When did the Islamic world lead to the globe? Hang on, when did the Islamic world lead the globe? This is like all Islam shit too. Who are the Incas? How did the Mayan, Aztecs, Incas lose their power? They were conquered by soldiers from Spain who arrived in America in the early 16th century looking for gold. Really? Is that the story we're telling our kids? Okay. Who are the Mongols? They were nomad. All right. No one cares. Where was the Middle Kingdom? Who farmed land that they did not own? Who did battle metal suits? Which Russian czar was terrible? It's a different translation. Who is the Virgin Queen? Elizabeth I of England, who reigned from 15 under her leadership, England grew stronger. She never married and ruled alone. A lot of people think it was a tranny. Here we go. Why did Civil War break out? The American Civil War, this is crazy. The American Civil War between the northern and southern states was caused mainly by a quarrel over slavery. The southern states relied on African slaves working in their cotton plantations. The northern states wanted slavery banned. After 4 years, the northern states won and slavery was abolished. Can you fucking believe this shit? Oh my God. It's like, so why was the Emancipation Proclamation several years into the Civil War? Well, I mean, that was what the war was fought over. So why didn't they do it immediately? And then why didn't the war end when they did it? And why was Lincoln against, like, why did Lincoln hate black people? And why did they really shoot Lincoln? Was it because he was opposed to the central banks? Same with JFK, by the way. JFK was trying to do his own national currency. 6 months later, he was shot by a lone gunman who didn't actually shoot him. What is energy? And guess what they show? They show the thing that makes very little energy, but is a big thing when you're trying to create a culture that hates human beings. What is force? What is friction? What is power? Buddy, power is making people believe that those people went to the moon because of propaganda. That is power. Power is in the wizardry to use an image based on a group of people from NASA that were SS Nazi officers from Operation Paperclip that came to America and with the help of Walt Disney, faked the moon landing. Holy shit. What is heat? What is temperature? What is light? What was Newton's breakthrough? Who was Einstein? Einstein was a fraud who abandoned his child. What is electricity? What is the largest land animal? Rosie O'Donnell. What is a mammal? A wombat? Who gives a fuck? I'm done with this shit. That, my friends, is full-blown garbage. By the way, I had a memory today of one of the creepiest commercials. Remember the McDonald's commercials from our childhood if you're like in your 30s? It went, do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. That you always have a friend wearing big red shoes. And then a man with big red shoes, which is a pedophile symbol, comes out wearing makeup and a clown hat or clown hair. His name was Ronald McDonald. And that was the icon for McDonald's, who's caused more deaths than all the guns and all the atomic bombs in the history of the world. Remember, do you believe in magic? Well, I hope you do. You always have a friend wearing big red shoes. Guys, that's fucking insane. Oof.